All right, hey everyone. This is your first Notion tutorial. I know Notion is a new platform for a lot of people. It was new to me recently as well. It's kind of like this weird evolution of Google Docs, but I think in the end, actually, it's very helpful. I've actually used it a lot since first discovering it, but it definitely takes getting used to. So if you have any questions at all, just let me know. But hopefully this tutorial should walk you through at least some of the basics. So let's get started. First, I'm going to share my screen and show you probably, I'm hoping this is about what you're looking at right now. So I'll just share this. So if I just first log into Notion, I get this thing that, it says, here's some templates to help you get started. I'm just going to hit OK. This is all confusing. And there's all of this, like all of these weird sort of pop-ups going on. Basically, all of this you can ignore completely. They try to give you these templates to make things a little easier for you, but I kind of find them more confusing than helpful. There's nothing fancy to all this, that you can do all of these very like aggressively optimized things with Notion, but for us, we're not trying to use this for anything fancy. So personally, I'm just going to go through and delete all of these things. I don't find any of these default templates helpful, so I'm going to delete them. And I will be left with nothing. Yeah, so now we have nothing. And I would, for you guys, one of the assignments is going to be to create your Frugal Science lab notebook in Notion. So currently I'm in Tyler Chen's Notion. There's nothing in here. So I'm going to add a page using this button right here. And I will call it Tyler's Frugal Science lab notebook. You can add an icon here. I'll make mine something fun. I don't know. We'll do a star. Cool. All right. Here's my Frugal Science lab notebook. And basically, you can just click down here and start typing just like you would in any document. So world. Okay. So you can type just like normal. You can do normal formatting. You can bold things. You can underline things. You can do all these different things you're used to in normal document editing. And you can also do some slightly fancier formatting by clicking this dotted little dots at the left of where you're typing. You can turn things into these different formats. So things like a heading. So if I want a big heading, I can click heading 1. And maybe I'm creating a subsection in my Frugal Science lab notebook, which is my lecture notes. So I'll use a heading and do this. And I can just hit enter and go to the next line. And my lecture notes, maybe I don't want to keep them all on the same page, but I want to keep them in new subpages. So I'm going to click here and add a page. So I hit the plus on the left here there, and I'm adding a page. And this page is going to be maybe my first lecture note. So lecture 1, Frugal Optics. And I'm going to just hit enter. And now I can type all of my notes from the Frugal Optics lecture. Benedict is cool. GC2. So these are my lecture notes. And now if you see, I can either, if I hit this little side tab, I can see that I've created a page that is a subpage of my original lab notebook. And I can go back to my lab notebook main page by clicking here or by clicking here. So I'm just going to go back. And now you see I've created this subpage that I can go to whenever I want. So this is a nice way of organizing your notebook. And I think this will especially come in handy once you're working on your projects. So lecture notes is one piece of it. I would encourage people to, maybe I know people aren't always taking notes on computers in lecture. I think it is nice to be like physically present and just writing on something physical. But maybe we'll make these as now like another subheading, which would be your sort of like assignments or something like that. So I'll go here again, turn into heading 2. Did I do 2 or 1? Oops. I think I did heading 1. So I'll call this assignments. And for one of your first assignments, we're going to have you create basically a page for the optical device that you disassembled last week, and also create another page for your Fermi problem that you're going to be showing to the class. So I'll create, just like last time, hit the plus, create a page, and I'll call this optical device. And in here, we would hope that you would just document your process of, taking this device apart, see what you found, take pictures of it, and upload those to this Notion. You can add pictures just like you would expect by hitting like Control-C, Control-V. So if I find a picture, like a picture of camera, and I copy this picture, you could have also just gotten this from your, you could have just gotten a picture from something that you, a picture you actually took yourself. So I will just copy, sorry, getting used to this computer. Oh, what if I just drag it in? Did it work? It did not work. Sorry. Okay. I don't exactly know how to use this computer. It's like some screenshot for. Okay. I don't actually know how to do this. Paste. Nope. That's not it. Okay. Anyways, you can normally, okay, if you know how to use your computer properly, you should be able to add images here. One way to do it is just to hit the plus, and then hit a media image, and you can upload an image here. So it would be like choose an image. And if you had any images on your computer, you could choose them and upload them directly. So anyway, so it'd be great if you could document your optical devices. And then as a second one, let's make another page. And this will be for your Fermi problems, which is the first assignment from this week's lecture. I'll go into this in a second video, but basically just writing up your Fermi problems and doing some documentation here so that you can basically refer back to this later when you're working on your projects. So look at this. This is now my Frugal Science lab notebook. I've got my lecture notes, I've got my assignments, and you can, include anything you want here. So this hopefully will be very helpful to you guys as you continue documenting and start working on your projects. And I will show you in 1 second. I'm just going to pause this recording. And I'll show you in 1 second how you can find the Frugal Science Notion as well as your personal Notion. So you can just switch back and forth between the two very easily. Okay, so we're back. Now I will show you a little bit about how to interface with the course Notion. So you've created your own personal Notion page and your own lab notebook. The course Notion is now more of like a logistical place where you can go to find different information about the class. So the syllabus is there. Lectures are being posted there. You can find sort of like reading materials, a lot of things that we've been talking about, you'll be able to find on that page. Discord is kind of like the announcement board. So we'll say, hey, look, new resources that you can check out are here. And oftentimes that announcement board in Discord will link out to pages in the main Frugal Science Notion. So I'll show you about how you can interface with that and just like access it easily from your own personal Notion page. So step one, I'm just going to share my screen again. And this is where we left off, right? We've just created our Frugal Science lab notebook. We've got some lecture notes, maybe some assignments. And now the question is, how do we get to this global, like the overall course Notion page? And I'm going to look at Discord, and turns out it looks like I just posted this, announcement about this course Notion link. So I'm going to copy the course Notion link and I'm going to open it. And now I can see this is the course Notion. This should pop up with all of you. I've just shared this with all of you. So you should be able to all see this just fine. There's, calendar, community guidelines. You can see basically lecture recordings. I'm actually just about to post all the lectures here. So this will be populated in 1 second. Lots of other things that we will be filling out and using a lot more of in the future. But so this is the overall course Notion. And now, I want to get back to my own lab notebook. So if I click up here in the top left, you should all see this bar on the left side of your screen. It might be like hidden like this, but you should at least be able to hover over this corner and pop this open. If you cannot see this, then it probably was not properly shared with you, or you created a Notion account using a different email than the email that I have on file for you. So if this is the case, please DM me on Discord and then I'll sort that out. Should be very, very easy. But basically in this sidebar, you should be able to click on this top thing that says Frugal Science Notion. And now you also should see your own personal Notion. So I can actually just switch between these two very easily by clicking here. And now I'm back to my Frugal Science lab notebook and say I want to, I'm typing some stuff and I want to now refer to some course materials from the main Notion page. I can just quickly click up here in the top corner, go to the Frugal Science Notion here, and it will pop up. So I can now, if I expand this, I can now see everything that I need to see here. These two should just be easily accessible. As long as you're logged into Notion, you should be able to switch back and forth between the two. Yep, so that's it for the tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions via Discord, and I will see you guys very soon.